Hey everyone, how's it going? Azren the language nerd here. Hope you're doing very well. I want to make a quick little video today talking about the following question. Is it difficult for an adult to learn a new language? And ultimately the answer is going to come down to looking at language learning as a skill. Let's say that I told you today that I want to learn how to swim. I'm an adult, I don't know how to swim, but I want to learn. For me to learn how to swim at a very basic level, to go learn how to go in the swimming pool, kind of swim around and not die. AKA, all I really want to do is if someone throws me in a lake, if someone throws me in a swimming pool, I know enough swimming to flail my way and get to the edge of the pool or get to the edge of the lake and not drown and die. If that's all I wanted to do at swimming, it probably wouldn't take me very long and it probably would not be overly difficult. Maybe it would only take me like 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, 25 hours to learn that amount of swimming. With language learning, it's the exact same thing. If you wanted to learn, for example, just how to navigate in Mexico City, enough Spanish to navigate through Mexico City for a 2-week vacation, that's not going to be hard. You're just going to need to know how to maybe say hello, maybe thank you, please, goodbye, maybe like order some simple food, like to be able to say, I want this, I want that, right? How much is it? The bill, please, right? Very basic things. And it's not gonna be hard or really that difficult at all for you to learn enough to navigate your 2-week or 3-week holiday in Mexico City. But on the other hand, if you said, well, Azren, I want to be super duper fluent at the language. I want to have a native, I want to sound like a Mexican person when I speak with my accent. I want to be able to read books and read the newspaper. And I want to take this specific level test in Spanish and get a really high mark. I want to do this and that. I want to be able to study. I want to work in Mexico. I want to do blah, 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 blah. That's going to be a heck of a lot more challenging, and it's going to take a lot more effort and a lot more time than simply learning your travel Spanish for your 3-week, 2-week vacation in Mexico. I'll make the connection to swimming, right? Like if I told you I want to learn how to swim, but I want to learn the front crawl and the backstroke and the butterfly stroke, and I want to learn how to dive, and I want to take this swimming test, and I want to compete in that competition, and I want to do this, that, the other thing, it's going to be a lot harder, it's going to take a lot more effort, it's going to take a lot more energy and patience, and just the reality of how it is. Also, the other thing to look at is how are you going about trying to learn the language that you are trying to learn. For example, let's say you decided, I'm going to take some French classes, that's what I'll do. And you had the bad luck of getting a French teacher who's not a very good teacher or who doesn't really match your learning style at all. If that happens, you're going to think that learning French is a lot more difficult because of the environment, because of the strategy, because of exactly what you're doing to try and learn French. It'd be like me trying to learn swimming if I was trying to learn how to swim at a very basic level, but I had the worst teacher of all time, a really bad teacher, or we didn't mesh very well. Maybe instead of taking 15 hours to learn how to swim at a basic level, it's going to take me 35 or 40 because of the scenario, that particular scenario that I'm in, that I'm trying to learn swimming, if that makes sense. So your scenario and the approaches that you're using are also equally important because that's going to, either make the process easier or make the process harder. Last but not least, you've also got to look at things like a lot of your natural tendencies, if that makes sense. If you are someone who is deathly afraid of making mistakes, and in your life in general, not just in languages, but in your life in general, it like mortifies you to make mistakes at something and have people see that mistake, listen, that's gonna work against you with languages, because in languages you probably are gonna make a lot of mistakes as you're learning, and you're gonna have to kind of work your way through that. Let's make the connection back to swimming, right? Let's say you're trying to learn how to swim, but you have awful coordination. You are not coordinated at all, and you actually have like a phobia of water. You're really scared of deep water, and you've not done a lot of physical activity in your life. If that's a scenario, it's gonna be a lot harder for you because you're scared of the water, you've not done a lot of physical activity, so maybe you're not very mobile with your body as it is, and you're not coordinated, so to learn all the strokes and everything might be harder for you than maybe someone who is a dancer all their lives and doesn't have a fear of water and is very coordinated and flexible and has good motor control over their body. Like, that person might find it easier than you. So I guess overall, to wrap this conversation up, when we're looking at, is it difficult for an adult to learn a language, I think we're looking at that at too basic of a level, because we can go so much deeper with it, and we've got to look at many factors. How good do you want to be with the language, right? What are your natural tendencies and what is your personality like? How are you going about trying to learn that language? What's your attitude going into that language? Etc., 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 etc. It's not just, yes, it's hard. No, it's not. Blah, 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 blah. No, we got to level up this conversation, and we've got to go a heck of a lot deeper to really find the root and figure out that for you, or for, I guess, yes, for you, is it going to be difficult? Is it going to be hard? Etc. So anyway, I hope that sheds some light on this topic. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your attention. And yeah, we'll talk later. Bye for now.